Welcome and thank you for joining us today. I am Mary Joyce Ivers, President of the American Public Works Association. Today we celebrate the top 10 Public Works Leaders of the Year, one of APWA's highest honors, and National Public Works Week. Both have begun in 1960. National Public Works Week is a time where we celebrate the contributions Public Works provides our communities and the professionalism and dedication to improving the quality of life that these top 10 public works leaders embody. Each of the top 10 winners will have 3 minutes to talk about these two questions. Number 1, what professional accomplishments are you most proud of? And number 2, how has your involvement in APWA impacted you professionally? We will proceed alphabetically and begin with Brigitte BERGER-RAISH, Director of Engineering and Public Works, Village of Wilmette, Illinois, and nominated by the Chicago Metro Chapter.
Thank you, President Ivers, and a heartfelt thank you to the American Public Works Association for this momentous award. My mom and dad, who I love so much, taught me something so important in life, and that is, it's not about me. While my name may be on this award, it doesn't belong to me at all. It belongs to all the wonderful people who have been on this lifelong journey with me. I'll start with John Hines, former top 10 recipient, my nominator, professional mentor, and friend. John introduced me to Public Works in college before I even knew what Public Works was. My heartfelt thank you to you, John. And a special thank you to all my fellow Chicago Metro Chapter members, including the long list of top 10 awardees from our chapter. It's been a privilege and honor to learn from you and serve alongside you. Public Works isn't a job for me, it's a lifestyle. And my fellow employees are not my coworkers, they're my family. So the first thing I'm most proud of is the team that we've built together. Let me start by thanking my rock stars, the Assistant Public Works Director, Village Engineer, Superintendents, crew leaders of Wilmette's Engineering Public Works Department. These amazing professionals are the reason I wake up in the morning, throw my hands in the air, and say, yes, I get to come to work today. Thank you for bringing your best every single day. And to the unsung heroes, the maintenance workers in Wilmette, they are the boots on the ground. Thank you for inspiring me with your talent, your creativity, your professionalism, and the pride that you bring your work. Thank you for embracing the changes in our department, for working with me to tear down the walls between divisions, and for seeing the value in cross-training and working across division lines. People have a choice where to live. And as I'm often told, our services and you are some of the reasons our residents choose to live in beautiful Wilmette. You're simply the best. I'm also proud of being part of building Wilmette's largest capital project ever, which is a $66 million flood relief project. I'd like to thank the elected officials who had a vision, asked the tough questions, and provided this opportunity to build a legacy project that will bring emotional and financial relief to thousands of our residents. Thank you to the consultants and the contractors who are the designers and the builders for the sleepless nights working to meet project deadlines. And to the most important audience in this story, the residents of Wilmette. Thank you for enduring the dust and the noise and the occasional hiccups that come with construction. A very special thank you to my dear husband, Tommy, who hasn't missed a board meeting and solves all of Public Works problems with me at the dinner table. APWA plays a really important role on the national stage through strong advocacy. But from my perspective at the grassroots level, APWA means opportunity. Opportunity to learn through education, to offer financial support through scholarships, to share knowledge through serving on committees and boards, and to give back. For example, the Toys for Tots program, which I introduced to the Chicago chapter 15 years ago and is still going strong. Influencing and guiding the next generation of leaders is what APWA is all about, and I'm so grateful to be a small part of this effort. My fellow top 10 awardees and public works directors across the country do such incredible work and have amazing stories to tell. Thank you for letting me share a little of my story, and thank you to APWA for this award.
Congratulations, Bridget, and thank you for everything you do, and I am sure you are a great mentor for the future of APWA. So our next top 10 recipient nominated by the Nevada chapter is Tom Brady, Director of Utilities, City of North Las Vegas, Nevada.
Thank you. My name is Tom Brady, Director of Utilities, as she mentioned, for the City of North Las Vegas, also known to the local engineering community as the Tom Brady, in large part due to my longevity here with the city, predating the notoriety of other bearers of that name. It was an extreme honor to be nominated by the Nevada chapter, and I'm blessed by the support and truly humbled to be recognized as one of this year's recipients by the awards committee. My goal as a public works professional has been to be consistent, thorough, honest, committed to be the resource that finds solutions, fostering both personal and professional ownership as a way to be engaged and challenging others' curiosity, and simply to just ask questions, not be afraid to find those answers. And when you don't know, admit it, but then commit to find it. When I graduated from MIT more than 30 years ago, I was not sure if I even wanted to be an engineer. And it was in large part due to the mentors I had in the field and the role that APWA played in helping to crystallize my interest and passion for making a difference, but also to foster the idea to never stop asking why. Now, in the time since those early days of questioning my role in engineering, it's been the projects and the opportunities that I've been a part of and the relationships that I've built that has kept pushing me to see, can we do better, and not accepting the status quo. In fact, I've taken the most pride in my involvement with some of the projects that were completely outside my area of expertise at the time, as they have without fail always led me to greater opportunities and enrichment. Namely, the design of our hallmark City Hall project that was completed in 2011. That was about $130 million construction management at risk project, something we had never done before. The biggest building we had ever accomplished before, and not in my wheelhouse. And so being able to do something new and learn and chart a path has been really a great challenge and a huge honor. It was actually one of the award winners for 2012 for the APWA Project of the Year. That, as well as our completion of our Northeast Interceptor sewer, which was a 7-mile pipeline that opened an underserved area of town to sewer service, allowing for transformational diversification where it was sorely needed. And most recently, our work to establish new water supply and sewer service to the Apex Industrial Complex. As I mentioned, having mentors early in my career that encouraged involvement with APWA, as well as natural curiosity, really helped to build my philosophy of personal responsibility and ownership. Though not only just the networking or in the answering of the whys and hows and have you ever in the field, now that I've taken on the role of the mature professional, both encouraging participation and peer support and that philosophy of ownership in others has helped me to come full circle. As honors go, this has been a tremendous one and a tremendous opportunity for me not only to thank those who have come before me, but those who will come after. Again, I thank you for this honor and thank the Lord that I never gave up. Thank you again.
Thank you, Tom. Congratulations. And none of us ever asked why you were selected for this. Great work. So our next top 10 recipient, nominated by the New England chapter, is Robert Brutus Cantareghi, Director of Public Works, Town of Franklin, Massachusetts.
Thank you, Madam President. About this award, it's an absolutely amazing thing. And people know me, I'm pretty candid. It's really cool that, I won it. But it's not about me. And as it was said before, it's about the people that I work with and work through the years to be able to do this. And, my name might be on that plaque, but it really represents so many other people that have contributed to this great community of Franklin, the members of the New England chapter who nominated me for this. It's just unbelievable to me that a public works director from a relatively small city in Massachusetts can be up on the big stage as some of these Vegas and Phoenix and all these other places. So it's about the people, it's about people behind us and that have gone forward through this process when winning the award, I wrote a lot of letters to my peers, my support staff, and thanking them for everything that they've done, here in Franklin. And I guess I tried to think about different things and different projects we've done, but the biggest thing I say I'm proud of for the community of Franklin is that when I got here, the public works was a mess on so many levels. There's a lot of personnel problems, both in the management and the crew levels. There was a lack of professionalism. There was no capital planning, no asset management. The previous director had been removed. I was given the opportunity to run this community. And the biggest thing we've been able to do as a team is we've created value and understanding of public works in the community. And that has to do with whether it's the water, the wastewater, the solid waste. People see a value for what we do. We've gone from, I can tell you, council meetings where, begging for stuff, that I go to the council now and they ask what we need, what can we do to make things better, because they understand it and they see it back on the ground. The biggest example I can tell you is our water program. We're a groundwater community, the largest groundwater producer in the state of Massachusetts. Most communities out here have reservoirs or rivers that draw from. We take all from our ground. Franklin was known as a poster child of everything wrong with water use. We overused water. We dried out our wells. We went above our daily limits. And since that time, we're the example that Franklin can do it, everybody else can do it. We used to have unaccounted for water over 20%. We're constantly under 7% now. Average daily use per resident used to be over 80. It's now under 45. The state mandates you to be at 65. We don't use, try to get a couple notes here, but it's just, we started a capital replacement program. This one's kind of cool. We've replaced over 50 miles of water main in town. If you're in the Northeast, you know how difficult it is with utilities up here because they constantly break. We've upgraded them according to APWA. We're trying an 80-year plan. We're on schedule. We've done over 50 miles. And when I first got here, we had over 300 water main breaks a year. Last year, we had 5, which is unbelievable for the Northeast with the frost. So we're doing really well with that. It's gone so well. As far as APWA has affected me, unlike I heard earlier, I got into this field late. I didn't really start working public works until I was 33. I was not an engineer. I had a degree in business, like construction, and I had to learn a lot. I had to learn a lot fast. And my peers out there through APWA, through their education, going to conferences, the neat thing about our organization is people are always willing to help. They're always willing to share the mistakes they've made and their successes, which are both important. So we can move forward, we can move forward together. People like to share, and that's what's so great about this organization. It's awesome. And I love the field and I love the people I work with. So thank you.
Thank you, Brutus, and congratulations. And you really show how important it is for public works in all communities and what a great profession it can be no matter your background. Our next top 10 recipient nominated by the Minnesota chapter is JEANNINE CLANCY, Assistant General Manager, Metropolitan Council Environmental Services, St. Paul, Minnesota.
Thank you, Mary Joyce. I am grateful to the Minnesota chapter for nominating me for this award. The Minnesota chapter consists of over 1,000 talented and dedicated public works professionals, so I am deeply honored by their efforts to recognize me as a top 10 public works leader. Thanks to everyone who supported my nomination, and thank you to APWA for this award. As I reflect on my previous role as Public Works Director, and now in my role with the Metropolitan Council Environmental Services, I believe that some of the most important work that I have done is fostering a culture of customer service within the organizations where I have worked, and secondly, engaging people, whether they be customers, stakeholders, or other infrastructure partners, in solving complex problems that impact the livability of our communities. So when I think about professional accomplishments, whether they be important water policies or multi-million-dollar infrastructure projects, these accomplishments don't belong just to me. They belong to a team of people working together to achieve important goals. My current work extends across the region of the Twin Cities metropolitan area. In partnership with the Public Works community, Metropolitan Council Environmental Services operates and maintains a regional wastewater system that protects public health, protects the environment, and fosters the economic growth of the Twin Cities region, which has 2.7 million people. We consistently achieve performance standards and deliver service that is cost-effective. Both of these are key contributors to the economic competitiveness and livability of the Twin Cities. So what am I most proud of? It's the culture of customer service and partnerships that my organization has developed with the Public Works staff in the Twin Cities region. APWA has shaped me in many ways. The organization has provided me with a network of colleagues who are always there. Together, we have developed opportunities to advance our profession. We have shared resources and best practices, and we help each other out, whether it's in routine or emergency circumstances. In my current role as a regional wastewater service provider, I could not be more thankful for the relationships that I have developed through APWA that frankly are critical for me being able to do my job. As a chapter leader, I've had the chance to learn from public works professionals from across the country through both the Council of Chapters and the Water Resources Committee. While the challenges that we face may be specific to our region, the ability to learn from each other, which is fostered by APWA, is incredibly valuable. So thank you for this wonderful honor. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeannine, and congratulations, and thank you for reminding us it's our professional relationships and people that are Public Works. Our next top 10 recipient nominated by the Georgia chapter is Patrick Collins, Director, City Engineer, City of Valdosta, Georgia.
Hello all from Valdosta, Georgia. Let me begin by thanking each one of you in the APWA for making this recognition possible. The Top 10 Public Works Leader of the Year award has been an ongoing acknowledgement since 1960, and it's a genuine privilege to have been selected amongst this group. I especially want to thank my peers in the Georgia chapter and our president, Chris Rutowski, for nominating me. I'd like to also thank those that I've worked with in the past, J.P. Marchand, Steve Kroll, Mayor Shaw, and Chris Cox for submitting your individual letters of support for the nomination. So what professional accomplishments am I most proud? Graduating from Memphis State University with a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering and getting licensed as a professional engineer has to be amongst the top. At Sarasota County, receiving the first NPDES permit issued in Florida by EPA Region 4. At the City of Venice, the Venetian Waterway Park. It's a 9.2-mile linear park and walking trail along the Intercoastal Waterway, and the first such trail to a national seashore. At the City of Northport, working with the community and the developers in a public-private partnership for the construction and funding of Toledo Blade Boulevard. And lastly, here at the City of Valdosta, moving the citywide signal system to the cloud, installing preemption for our fire vehicles, and the Travel Safely app, which is like a Waze app. So how has my involvement in the APWA impacted me professionally? Well, it's provided me many opportunities to learn, to network, and to share knowledge and experiences. The opportunity to learn. Participating in the APWA Georgia chapter provided me a means to quickly learn and adapt to my new job here in Valdosta and how things are done here in the Peach State. The nomenclature, the state permitting processes, the state funding mechanisms, and provided me a professional network. Also, through the APWA and the University of Georgia Carl Vinson Institute of Government, I was able to complete 90 hours of instruction over a 3-year period and receive an advanced certificate of public works management. The opportunity to network. Through participation in meetings and conferences, I've been able to meet other people in the public works profession and to gain insight to their agencies and to the latest technology, new materials, methods, and equipment that help us do our work better, smarter, and more efficiently. the opportunity to share knowledge and experiences. Sharing my knowledge with others so that they can learn from my experiences and avoid pitfalls has always brought me just the greatest pleasure. Two outlets that APWA provided are teaching at the Suncoast Public Works Academy in Sarasota, Florida, and writing articles for the Public Works Journal and other professional publications. A public works career provides a wonderful opportunity to make a huge improvement in the quality of life of people that live or work in your community. It's been a privilege for me to serve, and at times going forward is tough, but don't ever squander that opportunity. Embrace it. Thank you all again, and good day.
Thank you, Patrick, and congratulations for your continuous learning to bring all those great technologies to your communities that we can learn from too. Our next top 10 recipient, nominated by the Kansas City Metro Chapter, is Bill Ebel, City Manager, City of Overland Park, Kansas.
Thank you, Mary Joyce. This is a great honor for our APWA chapter here in Kansas City, and I'm incredibly humbled to be nominated by and receive this award on their behalf. I've been blessed throughout my career to have worked with some of the most amazing people all over the globe, all of whom embody the APWA mission of advancing the quality of life for all. I've also had some amazing mentors, some of them former APWA Top 10 winners themselves. Public works leaders like Bob Lowry, Doug Brown, Mac Andrew, and Larry Freevert. Military engineer leaders such as Rick Cantwell, Hal Craner, Bob Cakel, and John Pierce. So thank you to the many engineer soldiers, DoD civilians, public works employees, and city employees that I've worked with over the years. They are really the real winners of this award. I would also like to thank my family who unconditionally supported me during the many moves, separations, long hours, and challenging assignments. As I look back over my 42-year public works career, I realize that what I'm most proud of are the many professionals who I've worked with that have gone on to become respected public works leaders in other public and private organizations across this country. APWA's mission cannot be accomplished without people. People who facilitate, convene, develop relationships, advocate, build consensus, and earn the trust and confidence of the public, elected officials, and the media. If I had just a very small part of all of that success, then I am truly proud and grateful for that. As I transitioned from the military engineering community to the public sector, it was the American Public Works Association that provided me the framework to do this most effectively. The relationships that were developed, the education and credentialing that was made available, the opportunities provided me to grow personally and professionally, all contributed greatly to that process. In fact, APWA is one of the few organizations that I continue to be involved with even after the transition into city management. And I just want to say that our Kansas City chapter here is incredible. We're the home of APWA headquarters, and I'm truly honored to receive this for them. To my fellow awardees, congratulations, and thank you for what you do every day for your communities. I really hope to meet you someday. So again, thank you to the APWA, to the Kansas City chapter for this recognition. It's very thoughtful, very much appreciated, and very special to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill, and congratulations. And Overland Park is very lucky to have a city manager with the public works background. Our next top 10 recipient nominated by the Oregon chapter is DELORA KERBER, Director of Public Works, City of Wilsonville, Oregon.
Thank you, President Ivers. When I received your call about being selected as a top 10 public works leader, it was a very exciting moment. Being presented this honor is a highlight of my career. I'd like to thank the Oregon Chapter Board for nominating me and acknowledge Eric Stone's effort for putting together the application. I would also like to thank the individuals who provided reference letters for my nomination. Your kind words were very humbling. Reflecting on my professional accomplishments over my long career, here are a few high points. When leaving the private sector and joining the recently incorporated city of Sammamish, Washington back in 2002, I had the opportunity to be involved with the development of that city's first ever comprehensive plan, the first trail, bikeway, and pathway plan, studies for new roadway corridors, and the creation of development standards. It was an exhilarating time helping to influence the direction of the future growth of a new city. My proudest achievement in construction projects is the City of Wilsonville, Oregon's wastewater treatment plant upgrade project, which used the innovative design, build, operate contracting method. I was co-project manager from inception through construction and continuing the public-private partnership through operations. At $44 million, it was the city's largest capital investment project and the largest wastewater design, build, operate project in the Pacific Northwest. One of my most challenging professional accomplishments was becoming the City of Wilsonville's engineering manager. When joining the city over 14 years ago as a public works director, I also became the designated emergency manager. Though I did not have any experience in this field, I pursued the needed training, education, and networking to give me the knowledge to help guide the city through various emergencies, especially over the past few years. My most treasured career achievement is the development, encouragement, and mentoring of staff and emerging leaders. I really enjoy being able to provide guidance and support to help bring forth individuals' talents and skills so they can shine. Over the years, APWA has provided great educational opportunities, and my involvement with APWA has helped me hone my leadership skills. Through APWA, I have met fantastic people who are kindred spirits in their desire to improve people's lives through public works. These individuals become project partners, great resources of experience, and friends. Again, I would like to thank APWA for selecting me as a top 10 public works leader. I want to share my appreciation for all the outstanding people with whom I've worked over my long career, and give a special thanks to my husband, Greg, who has been my greatest supporter. Thank you.
Thank you, DeLora, and congratulations, and thank you for being a great leader and supporting the emerging leaders for the future. Our next top 10 recipient, nominated by the South Carolina chapter, is Terrence Nealy, Public Works Director, City of Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Thank you, Mary. I'm honored to have been selected as one of the top 10 public works leaders, and I want to thank the South Carolina chapter for nominating me for this award. Also, this award recognition goes out to the City of Rock Hill Mayor, City Council members, City management, supervisors, and employees. Thank you all for your support. Last but not least, I just want to give a shout out and a big thank you to my family for just hanging in there day in, day out for all the long hours, all the events and things we have to attend. Thank you so much for being there. I am most proud of 3 accomplishments: becoming a public works director is one, completing my first bridge construction project, and leading the implementation of Rock Hill's first all-electric public transit system. I was initially introduced to public works in high school, and after interning with my hometown engineering department for 4 years, I knew then that becoming a director was what I wanted to do someday. And in 1995, I began my career as a public works director at the village of Yellow Springs, Ohio. During my tenure working for the city of Winter Haven, Florida, I had the opportunity to build a new bridge in a residential community. I had previously worked on various bridge repair projects. However, this particular project taught me the importance of having support from the local community. This understanding of community involvement and participation played a huge role in my successful leadership in developing my ride, Rock Hill, which is a free, all-electric public bus system. Now, as for the impact that APWA has had on my professional career, I can truly say that it has been quite significant. I joined APWA back in 1996. I knew very little about managing a comprehensive public works organization. So I relied heavily on APWA organization and its expansive library and professional programming to develop my managerial skills. 25 years later, APWA continues to play a major role in my professional development and growth through a strong network of peers. So thank you, Mary, for having me today, and thank you, APWA.
Thank you, Terrence, and congratulations. And the electric transportation system sounds awesome under your innovation. And now I'd like to give a warm welcome to our next top 10 recipient nominated by the Iowa chapter is WILFRID Nixon, President, Professional Snow Fighters Association, Iowa City, Iowa.
Thank you so much, Mary Joyce. Others have shared how they felt when they got a phone call from you. I'll go one better and say that after the phone call, I performed a very undignified but deeply heartfelt dance around my office. I have never received anything quite that special in my life. So a big thank you to APWA. Huge thank you to the Iowa chapter for nominating me, for Beth Richards for putting together the nomination, and for my reference writers, that was Mark DeVries and Rick Foss and Dan Shaka, and I'm probably forgetting some, oh, Brett Hodney as well. So, and that pulls together, and others have said this, you don't do this on your own. It's a career award, and it reflects the fact that you work with others. And that makes what we do possible, that working with others. The thing that I think I'm most proud of in my career, I began as a university professor. I began doing research in winter maintenance and realized very rapidly through the help of my mentors that there was a lot of research done that just sat on shelves, and very little made it to the people who could make the best use of it. So you take a look, and I'm an engineer by training, so you try and decide how it would best get to the people who could use it. And APWA is one of the answers to that. And so I began by writing articles for the Reporter, giving talks at the Snow Conference, and most enjoyably, and I think most impactfully, working with the Winter Maintenance Subcommittee to develop the 2 certificate programs that we now have in winter maintenance for the supervisors and the operators. And those, we did the supervisors first. We've reached out now, I think, to more than 5,000 people have taken that 8-hour training. The operators, although it's only been going a couple of years instead of nearly 10, is catching up rapidly. And those are wonderful things to have available for our community. They really bring that research off the shelf and into the truck and into the garage and into the public works headquarters so that people can do the best job, get the best tools in their winter maintenance work toolbox. None of that would have been possible without APWA, without the Winter Maintenance Subcommittee providing the opportunities to write articles for the Reporter, to give talks at the Snow Conference, to work with chapters, to give these day-long trainings also at the Snow Conference and at chapter meetings. Those are great opportunities. And it's more than just that, it's the friendship that comes with it. My colleagues on the Winter Maintenance Subcommittee are not simply colleagues, they're friends. And that's the greatest gift you can have in your working life, I think, to know that the people I work with, I'm proud to call them my friends. They support me, they encourage me. They are in turn themselves supported and encouraged by the most important person in my life. And that's my wife, Catherine, who not only bakes the best bread I've ever eaten, but keeps me grounded make sure that I actually don't get overinflated in my ego, which is easily done with me, and is not afraid of bursting my balloon, which is needed from time to time. So again, a huge thank you to APWA, to my colleagues. I cannot tell you how proud I am to be recognized along with my other top 10 recipients here and the ones who have gone before us. It's one heck of a great club to belong to. So thank you again, Mary Joyce. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Wilf, and congratulations. And thank you for the impacts you have made on all the first responder snow fighters throughout our nation. Our next top 10 recipient nominated by the Arizona chapter is Ginger Spencer, Public Works Director, City of Phoenix, Arizona.
Thank you, President Ivers, APWA Board of Directors, the Selection Committee, APWA membership, and our Arizona chapter for nominating me for this very distinguished and prestigious award. I am so excited and honored to be following in the footsteps of my predecessor, John Trujillo, in receiving this award. I want to especially acknowledge David Fabiano, who serves on the Board of Directors and who is our regional director, as well as Kristen Titler, who is our APWA chapter president, and Kristen is with Surprise, Wendy Springborn from Tempe, as well as Brianna Velez and Angel Cobb, and Yvette Roeder with the City of Phoenix. I want to thank each of them for their work on this nomination, as well as all the individuals who wrote in letters of support for me. A seed was planted in me 23 years ago when I started with the City of Phoenix as a management intern, and that seed was to pursue a career in a non-traditional role. And here I am, 23 years later, accepting this award as Public Works Director for the City of Phoenix. I want to thank our Mayor, Kate Gallego, and the Phoenix City Council, our City Manager, Ed Zerker, for the opportunity to lead our Public Works Department. I want to thank my Public Works Management team and all the 1,000 plus employees of the Public Works Department. These are some of the most innovative, creative, dedicated, and hardworking employees that I know. So thank you to all the men and women of the Phoenix Public Works Department. There are 3 awards that I've received throughout my lifetime that have meant the most to me. And the reason being is because in each of the awards and recognition, I was nominated by my peers. The first was when I graduated from Arizona State University and was then recognized by President Laddie Core after receiving a nomination from my peers. The second was a few years ago when I was nominated by my peers to receive an Excellence Award for an organization that I've belonged to for more than 25 years, where I first joined as a graduate student at Carnegie Mellon University. And now this award, to be recognized by my peers for the work, the beautiful work that we get to do each and every day, for the long hours that we put in, for the decisions that we make, for the things that we get to build. I want to say thank you for this recognition. I love public works. I love our industry. I love what we get to do, and that is to make our communities better. Some of the highlights of my career have been able to build an advocacy center, a one-stop shop for victims of domestic violence and sexual abuse, and then years later to be able to bring in child help and to co-locate both facilities. Also to be able to build new cultural facilities using bond programs throughout the City of Phoenix for Arizona Opera, Ballet Arizona, Black Theater Troupe, just to name a few. More recently, we were able to build a compost facility where we were able to divert our green organics and hopefully one day also food waste from the landfill. By doing so, we were able to achieve a 36% diversion rate, exceeding the national EPA's average. And I also want to recognize our residents of Phoenix. When we surveyed our residents each and every year, Public Works came in second place behind the fire department as being the department that our residents were most satisfied with. And that just speaks to the culture of service that we have in Public Works. And so I want to thank our residents for recognizing the value of service that we bring. And last year, when we needed a rate increase. After 11 years, we went to our residents and we said, do you value the service that we provide? Do you value recycling and sustainability? And are you willing to pay a little bit more to maintain service levels? And the residents said yes, yes, and yes. And so thanks to what we heard from our residents and the bold and strong leadership of our Phoenix mayor and city council, we were able to get a solid waste rate increase to ensure the sustainability of our department. I would be remiss if I did not thank my family for all their support throughout the years. And so I want to thank my husband, Brandon, and my adult daughter, Chanel. They are my champions. They are my biggest cheerleaders. And so I thank them for allowing me to do what I do. So again, to APWA, to our APWA family, thank you for this very prestigious award. I am so very honored, and it's my privilege and a pleasure to be able to serve in this role. Thank you.
Thank you, Ginger, and congratulations. And a recent visit to Phoenix. You're doing a lot of amazing infrastructure projects, and it's a wonderful job and city. Thank you. Thank you for participating today as we congratulate our inspiring top 10 public works leaders of the year of 2021 and celebrate the importance of public works in our daily lives during this National Public Works Week. We are stronger together. Thank you.